After the breakup, the school heartthrob went public with our relationship. I posted on my social media, "Thanks for the invite, been there." He replied instantly, "That's not what you said last night. Had a bit too much to drink." Classmates were teasing, asking David to choose a type he likes. He wearily lifted his eyelids and pointed at me, "Her, I guess." That day marked the 100th day we had broken up. Before I knew it, David and I ended up sleeping together. When I woke up, I screamed. "Screaming?" He turned over lazily and said, "Haven't we done this before?" I kicked him off the bed with my foot. He was annoyed, grabbed my ankle, and pulled me down too. I rolled over and landed hard against David's chest. I blushed as I heard him say above me, "Still not enough?" Embarrassed, I retorted, "Maybe it's you who can't get enough?" I underestimated David's thick skin. He grabbed my hand, pulled me back down, and looked at me like a sleepy lion. "Want me to touch you again? Are you nuts?" Unable to win against him, I got up to leave, but he caught me. He glanced over at me and said, "Stay here, don't run around." He opened the door, and I heard the teasing. "David, you're up. Rough night, huh? Who's in there? Why not let us see? Get lost." The door closed, and silence followed. Once it was quiet, I dashed back to my room. Lily was awake, waiting at the door. "Lucy, where'd you go?" she asked. Holding my stomach, I replied, "The toilet in my room's broken. Went downstairs." "Are you sure?" At the sink, I realized how disheveled I was. Clothes messy, hair tangled, lipstick smeared. It looked like I'd been up to no good. Lily pulled over a chair and sat in front of me, saying, "Confession is leniency, resistance is strictness. Did you sneak out last night with that jerk? I'd rather you just finish me off." I boarded the bus and bumped into David again. Everyone seemed a bit on edge, even Lily whispered, "Wasn't he driving? Why take the bus with us?" I had no idea, so I found a seat far from him. Pulled out an eye mask, ready to sleep when he walked over, tapped me, and handed me motion sickness pills. I was stunned. Another guy, also a campus heartthrob, walked over and handed me the same pills. I was stumped about which to accept. For a moment, I understood the awkward scenarios in romance dramas. David let out a low chuckle, took my hand, and placed the pills in it, blocking my view of the other guy. He pinched my cheek and said, "Break up with me and go for someone like that? Lucy, you should see an eye doctor." Why the personal attack? Wait, relationship publicized? After that, David walked away, cool as ever, leaving me bewildered. The other guy handed me the pills and gave a bitter smile. "Didn't know you two were an item, no wonder you always turned me down." What rejection? Did you even try? He left disappointed, and I became the target, tangled with two heartthrobs, a mess without clarity. Lily snapped back, asking, "So last night, you were with David?" "Great." I covered her mouth, smiled at the bus crowd, "Don't spread rumors." Too late, someone already opened the gossip forum. Help. Am I going to be the target of a mass attack? Are college students today really this bored? Back on campus, many were asking. Guess this is how it feels to be famous. I posted, "Thanks for the invite, been there." David instantly replied, "That's not what you said last night." I'm doomed. Even if I jumped into the Yellow River, I'd never wash this clean. That post pair with bus candid shots, all over the confession wall. Well, there it goes. The comments were consistent, calling me ugly. Fueled by anger, I asked David, "Challenge me, what do you really want? Make up or face criticism, you decide." "You must be kidding," as if making up would stop the criticism. Makes sense. But hey, if there's a handsome guy going through this with you, you're winning. Crazy. I blocked him. I didn't delete him because I couldn't bring myself to erase chat records. Even though there's hardly any, David preferred calls. I'd stay up with him all night on the balcony. Everyone knew I was dating, but not with David. They thought I was in an online relationship with a creepy jerk. David's not creepy, but he is a jerk. We broke up because he wronged me. He always denied it, but I didn't believe him. I saw clearly. A girl texted him, "Babe, wanna team up?" Told him we were done, and he didn't stop me, just asked, "Are you sure?" Absolutely sure. He never spoke to me again. Part of me thought if he had explained, maybe I'd forgive him. But I forgot, he's David. A golden boy, why would he explain? 100 days, I finally moved on, and here he is, stirring things up. What a troublemaker. Back in my dorm, I slept. Dreamt of David again. He was with a girl, she called me ugly. No, you're ugly. I tried to respond, but couldn't speak. A phone ring woke me up, sweating. David was calling. What? Come downstairs. No. Planning to hang up, I heard him threaten, "I'll call until you come down." Who's afraid of whom? Go ahead, call, if you don't mind the dormitory lady scolding you. Hung up. Ears perked up, could hear David calling my name. No way, he's going all out. Threw on a coat, went down. Seeing me, he stopped, but it was too late, drawing attention. Drag him to the little woods, bumped into a kissing couple. He chuckled, tickling my palm, hinting something. Pulled him out again. David let me lead, being good-natured, to an open spot. He looked around and said, "Here? I mean, if you insist." Scram. Spit it out, what do you want? He pulled back his smile, handed me a bag, and said, "Mango pomelo sago." Every time I got car sick, I'd crave some. He'd always go out and buy it for me. Pretty pathetic, right? A cup of mango pomelo sago could make me so happy. I didn't take it. I just looked at him and asked, "David, what do you want?" Make up or make up, pick one. Are you messing with me? He didn't say anything, just looked at me. Hard to believe, even now, his looks still get to me. Good-looking guys are dangerous. He saw through my discomfort, smiled, and said, "Afraid to look at me? Stop being so full of yourself. If there's nothing else, I'm heading up." David grabbed my wrist and pushed the bag into my hand, like he was giving me motion sickness pills. I refused, we struggled a bit, and the bag fell, spilling everything. We both froze. He squatted down, giving a self-deprecating smile. Really, no chance at all? For the first time, David looked vulnerable in front of me. My heart ached a bit. Stand up first. Promise me first. Then keep squatting. He held my wrist. David stood, hugged me from behind, chin resting on my shoulder. "Lucy, I'm feeling down." My heart raced. My throat tightened. I tried to ignore his warmth, but struggled. "Stop acting pitiful. I really feel down." I couldn't break free. He was too strong. "What do you want?" A kiss would help. Get lost. He reached for my pocket, took my phone, and said, "Or maybe you could take me off your blocked list." Damn it. He unlocked my screen. I guess he didn't expect that. Stunned for a second, I took the chance to break free. Yeah, I'm lame. Even after the breakup, I couldn't get rid of his face on lock. I snatched back my phone and said, "I'm heading back." David followed. Didn't say a word, just followed me all the way. I rushed to the balcony. I saw him still downstairs, staring at his phone, lost in thought. "Lucy, Lucy, wake up. David posted on the confession page saying he likes you." I jumped awake, thought I was dreaming. Lily tossed me her phone. "See for yourself. I'm David, straight up, confessing to Lucy from Class 3 of the 2014 Management Department. I like you, really like you. Will you give me a chance to pursue you?" Some sent blessings, some were just nosy, others criticized, saying the campus heartthrob's taste wasn't great, pretty average really. He clapped back, better than you is enough. His buddies joined in. Better than you is enough. Better than you is enough. That comment hit the top spot. I couldn't resist and chimed in, better than you is enough. I added David back. Just after typing a few words, he messaged me, awake? He sent a screenshot, showing typing. Waiting for me? Yeah, didn't sleep all night, waiting for you to find me. Why'd you say those strange things? The confession page is for confessing, right? You blocked me, so it's my only way. Ever thought of texting? I said the wrong thing, retracted it. I saw it. Next time I'll text. But this worked. Everyone knows now. You're mine. Let's see who dares to flirt with you. You're overthinking, no one's flirting with me. They're blind. Good thing I'm not. Didn't want to respond. I asked him, if you liked me, why break up? The breakup was your idea. I broke up because. Halfway through typing, I stopped. What if David really had someone else? Could I handle that? Maybe it's better this way, break up gracefully, keeping some dignity. I deleted my words and said, do whatever. Honestly, I made the first move with David. It's obvious, right? He's the campus heartthrob. If I didn't make a move, he wouldn't even see me. I fell for him at first sight. I sought out all kinds of situations to get close to him, make him notice me. One night, I told him, the moon looks beautiful tonight. After that, I tossed my phone aside, buried my face in the pillow, too scared to look. 10 minutes, no, maybe just 5 minutes later. I peeked out, grabbed my phone. Nothing from him. Failed test. Figured he wasn't into me. I wanted to cry. Feeling stifled, I tossed my phone away again. Another 10 minutes, still hopeful, checked again. A little red dot. He replied. Come downstairs. My hands shook. I asked, what? He sent a photo from outside my dorm. You came over? Yeah, the moon is beautiful. Come down, I'll take you to see it. Before, to chase David, I signed up for the same elective class as him. Now, karma is here. When I got to class, not many empty seats left. I found one in the back, just sat down, and a bag landed on the desk. David hooked a chair with his foot, sat down. There were open seats elsewhere. Why sit next to me? I stood up, wanted to find another seat. As soon as I moved, his buddy sat down. Someone's here. I tried another seat. Another friend sat there, tossed his bag on the chair next to him. This one's taken too. I couldn't help it, asked, are you even in this class? He pretended to sleep on the desk, ignoring me. I turned to David, who propped his chin with his hand, watching me. Confident expression. Did you get your whole dorm to help you save seats? Not just them, he smirked, lips curling up. Paid a few others to hold seats. He casually pointed around, clearly making it up. Him, they're all my hires. Now what, you'll have to sit next to me. The teacher entered. No more fussing, I had to relent, sat next to him. During the class, he'd play with my hand, pass me notes. Before, I loved sticking to David during class. Each time, he'd catch my hand, glance at me, and whisper, stop it. Keep it up and I'll kiss you. I'd blush, just giggle. Now he's bugging me, but I can't exactly threaten him back. Just glare and ask, will you knock it off? Free this weekend? No, not this weekend, not the next, not even the weekend after that. David paused, thought for 3 seconds, then said, fine, I'll book you for the first weekend next month. Crazy. Right before class ended, the teacher announced the final project, a group assignment with partners. I figured I'd ask a few of the overachievers if they wanted to team up with me once I got the chance. I underestimated David. He didn't give me a chance. As soon as the teacher left, he whipped out his phone and began typing leisurely. Seeing me watching, David looked up and said, "Sent a red envelope. Go grab it in the group chat." Not interested. Even though I said that, I still checked. Generous boss, 5 red envelopes in a row, each with $200. Are you nuts? Addicted to throwing money around? He smirked, the phone buzzed, and I saw the message he sent. Thanks, everyone. Taking Lucy with me. Have a great weekend. No one wanted to team up with me after getting his cash. I was forced to partner with David. He sent the library location and asked, "Now, do you have time this weekend?" I couldn't take it. I questioned him, "David, is this how you try to win me over? Playing tricks, making threats, and sneaky plans. You don't really like me. It's all about you." I expected him to get mad, but he agreed with me. "You're right. It's about me. Lucy, I'd die without you. Stop pretending to be all dramatic here. If it was that bad, you wouldn't have ignored me for 100 days after our breakup. You think I didn't want to reach out? The day before we broke up, your crappy senior confessed to you. The next day, you broke up with me. What was I supposed to think? Confessed? I don't remember that happening. Are you dreaming? That night, you went to a party. I came to pick you up. You were drunk, and he brought you out, with his arm around your shoulder. I should have chopped his hand off. Right in front of me, he said, to think over what he'd told you and to get back to him. If that's not a confession, I don't know what is. I could tell what he wanted just by looking at him. I truly don't remember any of that. But it's true, after that day, the seniors started reaching out more. I thought he saw my talent and wanted me to lead the club next. Until that day on the bus, when he suddenly said I rejected him. Turns out there's a memory lapse in my mind. Whether you believe it or not, I was blackout drunk, so I forgot. After a pause, David said, "I know you forgot." How? That day, you held me and said you loved me and wanted to be together forever. The next day, you broke up. Your words didn't mean much. I didn't break up with you because of him. I know. He knows. How? At the team building event the other day, I saw how you looked at him. I could tell you weren't interested. What look? The way you look at me is worlds apart from how you look at him. I'm just shocked by your ego. But then I got it, and I asked David, "So, was it just because you hated him chasing me, and wanted to get back together with me? What kind of love is that? Isn't it just foolish possessiveness?" Yes, and no. Explain. David didn't say anything. Instead, he took a picture of the moon. It's nice tonight. This guy can't even learn to be romantic. I decided to share some knowledge. The news said it's a supermoon tonight. Rare sighting. Want to moon gaze? I thought it over and agreed, but just for the supermoon. It wasn't late, so I decided to put on a little makeup. I picked up the mirror but felt makeup was too much, like I was taking it too seriously. After half a minute, I went with my gut and went for the foundation. When I finished, David still hadn't texted. I asked, "Where are you?" "Ready?" Busted, and feeling awkward, I replied, "Yeah." "Come downstairs." David was under the dorm tree, wearing a black coat, looking all lazy, kinda like a K-drama hero. I walked over. "How long have you been waiting?" He looked at me, a hint of joy in his eyes. "Been here the whole time." "What if I didn't come down?" He shrugged, casually, "I just keep waiting." Feeling a bit shy, I touched my hair. David laughed, ruffled my hair, and said, "Let's go check out the moon." We strolled to the field. I felt a little surreal. David and I hadn't really gone on dates. We kept it low-key. He never showed off, and I didn't either. I asked for it that way. I hated attention and feared his fangirls coming at me. I'd rather keep it down low. It irked David, though. He wondered if I thought he wasn't worthy of going public. Seriously, he's David. How could he think that? He'd sent me countless online clips about unfaithful girls. Rule 1, keep it a secret. He'd ask, am I just a fish for you? I teased back, do I look like someone who cheats? He demanded I make it official, even bought matching silver rings, wanting the world to know we were bound together. I wore mine, snapped our hands together, posted on social media as my version of going public. He wanted to post too, but I stopped him. That afternoon, David kissed me until my lips were swollen before reluctantly agreeing. All right, I'll listen to you. Even without his announcement, lots guessed David was taken since he wore the ring every day. No one suspected me. Loads were couple rings, no one linked it to me. As my mind wandered, I glanced at his right hand. Nothing, no ring. A pang of disappointment hit. Probably karma. After we split, I tossed mine in the trash after a week. Actually, I came looking for you after we broke up, David suddenly said, gesturing towards the grandstand nearby. I saw you sitting and talking with him for a long time, and I was just wondering what you guys were talking about, if you're together or not, and why you're chatting with him instead of me. How come after our breakup, you moved on so quickly while I acted like an idiot, unable to even eat? David's voice got quieter and eventually fell silent. The long silence reminded me of the past. I knew what David was talking about. After the breakup, I was in a bad state, and Lily noticed it. She took me out every day, and while she watched her boyfriend play basketball, I sat with an older classmate. I can't remember what we talked about, only how sad I was. At the time, I thought it was such a pity. David loved playing basketball so much, and I never watched him play. He used to ask me to bring him water, but I always made up excuses. If I could go back in time, I'd definitely stand in the sun, hand him the water, and tell him how amazing he looked while playing basketball. I really liked him. David smiled slightly, a bit self-mockingly. He pulled a silver chain from his neck, and a ring dropped out, flashing brightly. I looked at it. He had never taken it off, just hid it away. After everyone left that day, you sat there for a long time. I finally got the courage to talk to you, but then I saw you drop something. I already guessed what was coming next. Just like I predicted, David pulled a ring from his coat pocket. I searched through the trash for a long time to find it. Thankfully, I did. David looked at me just like he did when he first gave me the ring. His fingers were trembling and his voice a bit shaky. I knew this was the joy of finding something he thought was lost, as well as the fear of being rejected while mustering the courage to try again. Lucy, would you be willing to wear it again? Would you give us a second chance? It was very quiet, and the chilly wind blew hard. I heard my own response. I said, no. The ring fell to the ground with a clink. I picked it up and held it tightly in my palm. I said, some things still aren't clear. David looked up, his eyes bloodshot, looking even more dejected than before. Do you remember when we broke up? I asked if there was someone else. David nodded, I remember. I said no. You were my first girlfriend, and I'd hoped the last. He paused, smiling self-mockingly, at least I wished so. I gripped the ring tighter, as if it would give me courage. I saw messages from other girls on your phone. I watched David's expression closely. He seemed a bit confused, not panicked. What did they say? Recalling it made my heart ache, but I tried to ignore the sadness and explained. Babe, are you on? He seemed more confused. You do know, don't you? I don't even like video games. There's no way I'd play them. His denial made me angrier, not helping at all. It made me furious because you don't like video games. Why play with her? You haven't even played with me yet. Wait, this doesn't add up. David suddenly laughed inappropriately. Not wanting to be with me, why are you still jealous? He reached out to touch my face but pulled back. His cautiousness softened me, but only for a moment. Since we were talking, I wanted to clear everything up. I didn't want a lack of closure. I took out my phone. I kept a screenshot. Hang on. I never deleted it, perhaps hoping for a chance to clear things up one day. It was her. David took my phone, looked at it for a while, then said, I don't know her. Don't know her? He nodded and searched her name on WeChat. No note, I could only hope she hadn't changed it. She did. Couldn't find her. David searched, babe. Only 2 conversations came up. Mine and hers. Her WeChat name and profile pic were changed. David handed me the phone. You see? I wasn't lying. I really don't know her. There was an unread red dot. The latest message from her said, sorry, wrong person. 2 days earlier, she'd asked, do you have a girlfriend, senior? Before that, another, sorry, wrong person. And then there was the message I saw, babe, are you on? So many messages, and you didn't respond to a single one? I asked, and David nodded, too many messages, so they got buried. After the breakup, I was waiting for your messages and wasn't interested in anyone else's. I looked through his chat list, and there were many unread messages. Mostly group chats, plus a few strangers. My name, along with his friends, were pinned at the top. Aside from that, he barely replied to anyone. I saw my nickname in his contacts, Wifey. It had never been changed. David took his phone back and sent the girl her first message, just saw, I have a girlfriend now. It didn't go through, a red exclamation appeared. She had already deleted him. David awkwardly scratched his nose, put the phone back in his pocket, and asked, now do you believe me? Can't say. I'm feeling all sorts of strange right now. Just this? I moped around for 3 months over this. David also looked speechless and asked, why didn't you ask me? You didn't ask me either, did you? He never asked, assuming I liked someone else. He made up a whole scenario in his head. But luckily, that's how his jealousy brought me back. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here talking. We glanced at each other and just laughed. Turns out, when it comes to feelings, we were both cowards. So, does this clear things up now? I shook my head, sort of, but I still need more time. This time, I don't want to be a coward anymore. You should clear up your contacts. At first, I wanted David to clean up his list, but it felt kind of petty, so I never said anything. Thinking back now, it's silly to care about being petty or not. Love makes you possessive. I'm really not into sharing my boyfriend with others. David nodded, saying, all right, I'll go back and delete everyone I don't know. Honestly, it's not his fault. He's in the student council, so he adds classmates, some of whom probably have crushes on him. If you had let me show off our relationship earlier. I gave him a look, and David didn't dare to finish his sentence. So, you're blaming me, huh? I wouldn't dare. I'm saying if people knew I already had such an awesome girlfriend, they'd back off. Such a smooth talker. Did he really not notice that people were dragging me online? David leaned down, hugged me, and asked softly, so, are you letting me have a chance now? I nodded, saying, this time, you have to chase me. I meant David should pursue me, not go overboard. Then he went to the group chat and sent out $2,000 in gift money. Here's some wedding candy for everyone. When people receive stuff, they tend to be nicer about it, so it was all well-wishing comments. This whole thing ended up on the confession wall again. But this time, no one was criticizing me. They were all asking, new here, how do I join the group? Even Lily was joking around, Lucy, can relatives get in through the back door? Pull me into your group. I told David about it. He thought for a moment and asked, should I take your friends out for dinner? His thought process is kind of amazing. See, they're all wishing us well. I told you it wasn't that scary, you should have let me show off our love sooner. I sent a polite smiley face and asked, how long have you been like this? Mistakenly thinking gifts equal blessings. David, you might need to see an eye doctor. No need, my vision's great, even the doctor would be impressed. I've got nothing to say to that. An hour later, David sent me a screenshot. His contact information were down to 278. All done. Is there a reward? I sent a cute emoji and said, reward you by letting you finish the PPT. So heartless, at least give me a kiss. Just go to bed early, in your dreams, you get everything. By the time I finished removing my makeup, it was late, but I still wasn't sleepy. I was buzzing with energy, a smile constantly tugging at my lips. I couldn't stop grinning. Lily sighed, spring is here. I told her to keep it down. She pulled down the curtains and said she'd sleep first. David also told me it was late and time to sleep. I can't fall asleep. Actually, neither can I. Turns out, I'm not the only one wide awake. This made it even sweeter, my cheeks were starting to hurt from smiling so much. I massaged my face and saw David texted, want me to help you fall asleep? He called, but I didn't pick up, texting instead, Lily's asleep, it's not convenient to talk. No words needed, just pick up, and I'll tell you a story. He used to tell me stories to help me sleep often. As I said, he likes calling. Sometimes we chat late and he doesn't want me staying up, so he coaxes me to sleep with stories. David's warm, low voice came through the phone, trickling into my ears bit by bit. Are your eyes closed? Bedding all set? Don't kick it off. Once upon a time, there was a little white bunny who went to find a little black bunny. I can't remember when I fell asleep. When I woke, I saw David sent a message around 2 a.m., good night. Thanks for coming back, for giving me the chance to love you again. So cheesy. I couldn't help but smile and texted back, thank you too, for waiting all this time. Turns out, going public with our relationship wasn't as scary as I thought. There's always new gossip overshadowing the old. At first, people would look when we walked around campus. But eventually, no one paid attention. Especially with our school's basketball team prepping for a match with the neighboring college, everyone's focused on the game, not love stories. But the way David chased me was kind of quirky. After taking Lily to dinner, he brought her a bunch of snacks. She immediately switched sides and dragged me to hang with David almost every day. Eventually, the four of us, me, David, Lily, and her boyfriend, would often double date. David once complained, what do we do? The assist is too strong, we never get alone time. I held his hand, stayed quiet, but couldn't help but feel happy inside. Both David and Lily's boyfriend were in the basketball game. After class, Lily and I would head to the court to find them. I finally fulfilled a little wish of mine, giving David some water during halftime. Every time he finished drinking, he'd give me a cool peck on the cheek, still with water on his lips. People were watching, and I got shy, pushing him away. Stop it, I haven't agreed to be your girlfriend yet. David chuckled and kissed me harder, I'll pay it back later. What does that even mean? All this kissing, am I getting shortchanged? Maybe not. The basketball game was on the weekend. This time, the opponents were pros. During warm-ups, David sank a bunch of three-pointers. David, your shot's on point. Only because my girl's here. Well, of course, love powers you up. David told them to cut it out and ran over to me. He was a little flushed, and I handed him a water bottle. He took a few big gulps. Throwing the empty bottle aside, he leaned in to kiss me, but I wrapped my arms around him first, kissing him on the cheek. David paused, then grinned, feeling bold today? My cheeks were burning, trying to pull away, but he hugged my waist, pulling me even closer for a more intimate kiss. There were whistles and cheers from the crowd. I pushed him away, breathless. Messing my hair a bit, he said, watch, I'll bring you back a trophy. However, the game wasn't going so well. The opposing team was all pros. David couldn't hold them off alone. We were down by over 20 points. When David went to take free throws, I was a wreck. I couldn't hold back my excitement and shouted, "Go, David." He paused mid-dribble, catching the ball and looked my way, grinning, mouthing something at me. I read aloud, "Watch me." He turned his head towards the basket, his expression turned serious, and with a determined look, he raised his hand and shot. The ball swished through the net and scored. 2 free throws, both in. Spirits lifted. In the second half, David seemed like a different person. He played aggressively, even getting into intense physical confrontations with the opponents. Watching from the sidelines, my heart was racing. I didn't care for any trophy. I just wanted David to stay injury-free and come back to me safe and sound. With the sound of the whistle, the game ended, and we lost. We were down by 8 points. But we were proud despite the loss. Even one of the star players from the opposing team walked over to David and said, "You played well." "Thanks," David smiled and replied, "You weren't too bad yourself." The guy chuckled and said, "Of course, let's play again sometime." As he turned away, I noticed his jersey said Ken on it. Then, I watched as he walked over to a girl, who said something, making him smile and kiss her. "What are you looking at?" I snapped back to reality, looking at David. I finally blurted out what I had been keeping to myself. "David, you playing basketball is really dazzling. I like it a lot." Confessing led to me getting kissed until my lips swelled up again. Leaning into his embrace, David touched my hair, smirking mischievously. "If you knew what I was thinking right now, you definitely wouldn't let me hold you," he teased. I touched my lips, looked up, and asked, "What are you thinking about?" He didn't answer, flicked my forehead, and said, "Take a guess?" I refused to guess. It definitely wasn't anything good. David, not done yet, whispered in my ear, "If you weren't so young." "Forget it, it's not the right time." "When's that?" "The day I marry you." Instantly speechless. David played with my hair, asking, "What should we do? I couldn't get you that trophy." "No worries," I shook my head. "I really don't care about winning, as long as you're happy and not hurt." "Ouch," David suddenly cried out, drawing my attention to his foot. "Oh no, I think I sprained my ankle." Terrible acting. I rolled my eyes, "Stop pretending, it doesn't even look real." He bent down, trying to play it up. Seeing I didn't believe him, he stood up and admitted, "I was just messing with you. Don't joke about stuff like that, it's not funny at all." "My bad." David pretended to be helpless, slumping against me. I had no choice but to hold him up, he was heavy. "Lucy, can I be officially promoted?" I knew what he meant but played dumb. "What are you talking about?" "I don't get it." "You don't get it?" David stood up, cupping my face, and said clearly, "Then I'll kiss you until you understand." I panicked, pushing him away. Fine, starting now, you're officially my boyfriend." "Perfect." David leaned closer again. I asked what he was doing now, and with a mischievous grin, he said, "Celebrating with a kiss, of course." Help. Why do I like a kissing fanatic? After getting together, David found a new hobby, walking around the track. Every night, we held hands and strolled around the field, circle after circle, neither of us wanting to be the first to leave. We ended up always cutting it close to curfew. Even the dorm mom knew I was dating a cute guy. David looked up at the moon. "The moon looks nice tonight too." Leaning into his arms, I replied, "It does. But not as nice as you." Smooth talker, yet it still made me blush. Remembering something, David chuckled. "Remember when you were chasing me, you texted, 'The moonlight is beautiful'?" Of course I remember. It was embarrassing looking back. But I was curious, what did David think when he saw it? I thought, how could there be such a silly girl, so subtle even when confessing? I sat up, moving away, pretending to be upset. David wouldn't give up, pulling me back into his arms. Then this silly girl moved into my heart, seemingly with no intention of leaving. Finally, something straight from the heart. David sat up, took my hands, and looking at me, said, "Lucy, there's something I've wanted to tell you for ages." "What is it?" I straightened up, a bit nervous. David smiled, and slowly, softly, spoke the words. "The star-filled sky and radiant moonlight, none could compare to you in my heart. Lucy, to me, you're a million times more dazzling than any scenery. Without you, I don't even want to look at the moon." Turns out it wasn't just one thing. But who cares? I nestled into David's embrace, hugging him. "David, I like you a lot. Moon, thank you for bringing him to me once more. This time, we won't be cowards. We'll hold hands and walk through this life together. Bear witness for us, please." Later on, David did end up playing ball with Ken. A one-on-one game. And he actually won. I asked Ken, "Did you let him win?" He glanced at David, gulping down some water, and said, "Told him not to make it obvious, and even you noticed." Was he implying something? I heard someone singing, turned around, and saw Lily entering the court holding flowers, followed by Ken's girlfriend and David's buddies. What's happening? Ken's girlfriend had a cake shaped like a trophy. She handed it to me, leaving me dazed and confused. "Lucy, the trophy I owe you, I'm giving it to you today." David handed me a fork. "Open it and see." It couldn't possibly be what I thought, right? I forked open the trophy, revealing no rings, but a flow of chocolate lava. David laughed and said, "Give it a try. You always said you wanted to taste a lava cake. You went through all this just so I could have a piece of cake." I couldn't quite understand. The cake was sweet, with a hint of chocolate bitterness without being overwhelming. "Taste good?" I nodded. "Not bad." "Do you like it?" I nodded again. "I do." "Will you marry me?" I nodded halfway, then paused, feeling something was off. I looked up at him in surprise. "What did you just say?" David laughed, handed the cake to Ken, and pulled a blue velvet box from his pocket. He opened it and got down on one knee. "Lucy." He only got out the first two syllables before his voice cracked. His eyes glistened, and he managed a slight smile. "Marry me. I love you." He didn't say anything more. His hands were trembling, and I could tell it wasn't because he didn't want to say more, he just couldn't. I blinked, and tears started to fall. Before this, I always thought, what's so touching about a marriage proposal? But when it really happens to you, the tears just come naturally. In that moment, so many memories came rushing back to me. Like scenes from a movie, they appeared and then faded away. I lifted my head and said, "The moon is so beautiful tonight." A tear slid down David's cheek. Overwhelmed with joy, I handed him my right hand. "David, I will. In life and beyond, I never want to be apart from you."